real whiplash watching the Trump message go from "we'll fix everything on day one" to "suck it up, buttercup, this is gonna hurt." Then watching the voters cheer it on as if none of it matters, when apparently it really f***ing mattered a few months ago. Hey, let's see how many keep it up when their retirements vanish. Say what you will about maggots, they're selfish as f***. Donald Trump wanted to put a 10% tariff on the Heard Island in McDonald, which has a population of 0 people and is inhabited only by penguins. You know what's more disturbing than starting a trade war with penguins? The very real likelihood that the penguins are gonna win. Well, it was fun while it lasted. Trump has just 4 short years to destroy America. Can he do it? Oh, wow. Well, that didn't take long. See, you don't understand. These tariffs are gonna make us rich. Or, I mean, they'll make the rich people rich. Yeah. Seems like sound investment advice for a Trump trade war. See, look, I'm converting my 401k into cartons of cigarettes for barter before the market opens tomorrow. Oh, don't forget, remember toilet paper and packets of water. This clip from President Trump may have been the most important from the entire Rose Garden speech. Yes, the markets are going to be jittery in the coming days, weeks and months, but those same people telling Trump he's wrong have been wrong about nearly every major geopolitical and economic question over the last decades. With Trump's plan, in the end, we will win. In the end, a made-in-America economic boom will be the reward. Yeah, Trump could take a shit, and Charlie would call it a work of art. Oh, come on, how delusional can you be to think this will bring an economic boom? They think Trump gives a shit about them, so their level of delusion is off the charts. Money can buy you ketamine, but it can't buy everything. See, something is fundamentally wrong with America when millions of dollars can't buy your Wisconsin Supreme Court seat, the respect of your children, the silence of your baby mamas, or a functional penis implant. What is this, America? Oh, wow. I don't think this one was even involved in an accident. I think it just gave up. Well, if any of you think the Cybertruck's in any way a good or reliable vehicle, which, let's be honest, if you're watching this, you probably don't. You guys should totally watch the Whistling Diesel video on Cybertruck. I drove behind a Cybertruck yesterday, and it looks even worse from behind. Buying one of these is a lot of money to waste to own the libs. They look so bad up close, in pictures too, but even more in person. First time I saw one, it was parked, and I thought it looked even worse than the pictures too. Yeah, they really do. You'd have to be on an insane amount of drugs to think they look good. If you ever feel stupid, just remember that there are people who spend over $100,000 to buy a Cybertruck. Oh, what's that? No one could have predicted. I'm not an economist, but straight down seems pretty bad. See, guys, you don't understand. Investors hate this one simple trick. See, now I'm really wondering when shareholders will start throwing a fit. You can't tell me there aren't several massive boardrooms full of pissed investments at the moment. So what? You think oligarchs weren't pissed with Putin's idiotic war? And they did nothing. They gave zero fucks about that war. It meant nothing to them. War prints money for rich people. Seriously, war only exists to make rich people richer. That's why the poor's are cannon fodder. The oligarchs here are loving this. Now they can buy shares pennies on the dollar. Hey guys, remember how Steve Jobs used to drive without plates and just routinely paying the fine? Or Jeff Bezos writes a check regularly for having hedges around his house that far exceed the legal height limit? I think that's how Musk views electioneering laws. I hope I may speak for my fellow historians of the Great Depression when I say, you don't want our expertise to be relevant. Historians of white supremacy passing the flame to the historians of the Great Depression in the world's saddest Olympic torch relay. Trump is utterly removed from reality. Both Florida House seats have won big. By the Republican candidate, the Trump endorsement, as always, proved far greater than the Democrats' forces of evil. Congratulations to America. Yeah, about that. Republicans underperformed in both Florida special election House races, yet Trump claims they've won big. Because, yeah, there's a whole lot of people starting to gain some sense and realizing Trump isn't all what he said he was. Democrat is running to serve the people. Republican is running to serve Trump. Yeah, nah, not masochists, antisocial psychos. They only want to hurt other people, not them. If their team loses, they lose personally. Doesn't matter if they're voting against their own best interest. They've hitched their wagon, and they have to go over the cliff with it. If you can't win, blame George Soros. Walker. You've got George Soros and Pritzker and Reid Hoffman and all of these billionaires who've spent far more than Musk did. Oh god, this is so fucking stupid. I must have missed George Soros giving out fake $1 million to Wisconsin liberal operatives. See, I believe the 2 times $1 million payouts were real. They were just to Republican operatives, so all the dunces signing the petition were never in the sweepstakes and just gave their info, and how gullible they are, to Musk for nothing. Only he didn't even have to give the money out. Even the promise of a reward is sufficient for bribery in Wisconsin. Ah, don't worry, it falls under the "I'm not mad, just disappointed" level of punishment for the wealthy. But emails. Breaking news, Trump's national security advisor, Michael Waltz, and his team used their personal Gmail accounts for work, including to handle sensitive military positions and powerful weapon systems. In case anyone is in doubt, this would result in significant jail time for any military service member guilty of this kind of thing, as well as, being removed from access, i.e. fired, and losing your clearance. Or even a civil service employee. Less risk of jail time, but there is still a guaranteed loss of clearance and job. Oh, see, but actually, it's our MAGA guys doing it, so it's fine. Good one. Hey, Donnie, wanna hear a joke? Sure. Greenland. I don't get it. Yeah, you said it. America's president is an idiot. Fucking idiot. The operation is over, the patient lived and is healing. The prognosis is that the patient will be far stronger, bigger, better, and more resilient than ever before. Make America great again. See, you can't have one of my videos without me doing shit Trump impressions, come on. If you're a billionaire with tons of capital, you love it when your corrupt president manipulates the stock market, because you can buy up as much of the dip as you want. Congrats to those not billionaire Trump supporters whose pensions and annuities are tanking today. At least he inconvenienced some Hispanic people for a month for your enjoyment. Yeah, assuming of course it's a dip and not a plunge. This. He thinks he's doing another dump and pump scheme, but the market is not going to continue trusting his volatile policy shifts. At least our adversaries will come out of this stronger. Oh, wait. That seems bad. Trump today. Great Depression would have never happened if they had stayed with the tariff policy. Reagan, 1998. Honestly, I don't know how to do a Reagan impression, so I'm not. When Congress passed the tariff in 1930, we were told it would protect America from foreign competition. The actual result was the Great Depression. Dementia Don has a hallucination. So much for MAGA calling Joe Biden mentally deficient. Hey Chad, Google the definition of projection. Trump said he talked to Lee Lakota about his tariff plan. About that, Lee Lakota has been deceased since 2019. Hashtag Liberation Day. I don't know if the child is mine or not, but I'm not against finding out. No court order is needed. Despite not knowing for sure, I've given Ashley $2.5 million and sending her $500,000 a year. Yeah, wanna find out? Community notes destroyed Trump. Liberation Day reciprocal tariffs. Yeah, Trump's reciprocal tariffs, e.g. China 67%, EU 40%, aren't based on actual foreign tariffs, with China at 7.3% and EU at 5.2%, but likely on the US trade deficit divided by imports. Example, China, 279 billion divided by 427 billion equals 65%. Well, too bad they didn't stop this when they could during the election. See, traders hate this one simple trick. Just crash the stock market. They traded our children's future, the health of our country, and everything we own on no tax on tips. and protecting the purity of women's high school volleyball. Yes, and the boomer middle class for the boomer rich smart move, putting the dumbest people in charge. This made me smile. A trans person peed here and you survived. Yay! Yes, people need to get over themselves. Yep, trans people don't piss poison gas. Yeah, that is the reaction so many bigots have. A lot of bigots are so brainwashed with hate that they think mosques are bomb factories or some shit. Like with lesbian women, it's more projection. Apparently, they wouldn't have self-control if they were in the same bathroom with women. So, how could anyone else who might be attracted to women do it? I just don't get fucking Republicans' logic on trans rights. Stop trying to interject your bullshit in another person's life and let them have the rights they fully deserve. Because it's simple. Trans rights are human rights. And if you have anything to say about how a trans person should live their life, honestly, fuck off, man.